A few days ago, I mentioned to you guys that I've never put out a farming strategy video on Barch, which is pretty crazy being that it's the most popular farming strategy in Clash of Clans. So today, I'm doing just that. Town Hall 9, 10, 11, and 12 Barbarian Archer farming strategy. What is up, my friends? My name is Echo, and we're talking about Barch today. I mean, pretty simple stuff. It is a spam attack for farming that is not for stars, but it's for loot. What you're going to be looking for are dead bases, like we're finding some in today's video, specifically when we get to those higher town hall levels, and you're spamming the base on all sides with barbarians and archers behind. You have some lightning spells if you need to grab a percentage at the end, and we have our king. But let me tell you something, guys. We are not utilizing the king in any of these attacks. We are going straight up barbarians and archers and showing you that you can attack with Barch at all town hall levels from 9 through 12. And I'll tell you what, you can even do it at the lower town hall levels as well. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2. Before we go any further into this video, I want to thank you all for coming through and remind you to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for daily Clash videos and regular mobile gaming videos right here on the Echo Gaming channel. Join the Echo fam. All right, guys, so as you can see, barbarians are being spread on all sides of this base, completely spamming the outside of the base. Right here, we're looking at Town Hall 9. Those barbarians are all dropped in. Archers behind. Like I said, the strategy here is nothing too crazy. You basically are just going to spam out all of your troops. And look at the loot be gained above my head. Tons of loot, easy attack, trained up quickly, and what you're trying to do here oftentimes is get that elixir, that gold, and maybe even sometimes the dark elixir if it's on the outside of the base, so that you can upgrade your heroes, your defenses, and your base as a whole. Is this my favorite strategy? No, but is it one of the quickest, one of the cheapest, and one of the best? Yes, and there we go, using the lightning to get the percentage. Now, I mentioned to you guys that we have examples at all town hall levels, and what we're looking at right here is Town Hall 10. Notice it's a new Town Hall 10. No Inferno Towers in the base, but again, we're not going for stars. And most of the time, I think in all of these attacks but one, the attacker is going to grab at least 1 star, so he's not dropping cups, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. When you're farming, who cares what league you're in? You want the league that's going to bring you the most loot. Now let's check out how Town Hall 10 gets it done. And I'll tell you something, guys. The way that Town Hall 10 gets it done is exactly the same as how Town Hall 9 gets it done. It's a flawless strategy. What you're going to notice is in that a lot of these collectors, not the storages, but the collectors, there's a lot of loot. So you're trying to grab that loot from the collectors and actually steal what the person's account, you know, whoever's person's this account is, I don't know, that sounds confusing, but whoever has not collected their loot from their storages without even having to break in and steal all of that loot. Notice the lightning spell was done on that dark elixir drill. We even were able to pop into the base and get the dark elixir storage as well, which is huge value because again, you want to farm up those heroes. You need that dark elixir, guys. Another lightning spell again used on that dark drill just to try and get all the loot. Big loot at Town Hall 10 using Barch. Now what you're going to notice at this Town Hall 10 base are that there are Inferno Towers inside of the base. Again, it doesn't matter. Take a look at these storages around the base right here, guys. They are almost completely full. 1 million loot. Check out that loot. 1 million gold, 1 million elixir, and 8,300 dark elixir in Crystal League. That's another thing worth noting. Crystal League is probably the best place for you to be farming for loot. It's just where tons of it is, on top of tons of dead bases as well. This is not exactly a dead base though. The Inferno Towers are still alive, the Expos are still alive, but the storages are full. Let's see how it gets done. So the strategy has not changed much. It's a very similar strategy. It's a very identical strategy. Let's be honest here, guys. Again, spreading the barbarians and the archers on all sides of the base. Remember, the defenses, they can only target one at a time unless if it's a splash damage defense like a wizard tower or such as a mortar or bomb tower. So if you overwhelm the base with the barbarians and the archers, you're going to be able to just take all of the loot, because the point defenses, the defenses such as the cannon and the archer tower that only target one troop at a time, are not going to be able to get it all done. So as you can see right here, barbarians are still trying to push through, and again, zapping those dark drills, trying to get that dark elixir, because again, guys, you need dark elixir to upgrade heroes, and that's a huge part of the grind. Even grabbing some of that elixir as well. Big loot out of this one. Now, remember, not 100% taken out of the base, but right there, 700,000 and 800,000 is huge. Now, what we're looking at right here, guys, is an extremely low level plus dead Town Hall 12 base. There's an eagle, there's Inferno Towers, but if we zoom in right here, you'll notice the Inferno Towers have no juice. Nothing left in them. The Eagle Artillery is smoking and has nothing in that either. The air defenses are low level. This is basically an extremely rushed base, but it's one that has a lot of loot, and it's one that we could take full advantage of with something like Barch. Notice that notice that the storages inside of the base, they're empty. There's absolutely nothing in them, which means all of the loot are in the drills and the pumps that we're seeing right here. If we can get to all of those, we can get all the loot, and let's do it. Same strategy that we came in with before on this one as well, spamming the barbarians around the base, archers behind for support, and look at all this loot get gobbled up by those barbarians and archers. It makes you say, you know, why would I attack with any other strategy if my core focus of attacking is to grab loot? Here we even have a rage spell in the composition. Look at the hero levels. King 1, Queen 1, Warden level 1. Really low level troops right here, not even utilizing the heroes whatsoever. And look at all the loot we took in. I told you guys, nearly everything was in the collectors, not in the storages. And that's how you get tons of loot. Another Town Hall 12 base. And what are we noticing here yet again? Low level, lots of loot on the outside of the base. And in this one, there's about twice as much loot as there was in the base that we just saw prior to this. And again, we're in the lower leagues here. We don't want to go too deep into the leagues where they get more difficult. You know, you get yourself up into Champions and the Titans, and you get yourself into Legends League, you're not going to find any dead bases. Well, especially in Legends League, there's no such thing as a dead base in there. So you're not going to find them. You got to stay in the lower leagues to get the loot. And here, everything is on the outside of the base. Inferno Towers are dead. Eagle is dead. Let's get all the loot. And as we said before, strategy doesn't change. It's the spam with barbs, followed by the spam with archers, taking everything down. Now, this is probably the most popular farming strategy inside of Clash of Clans. Barch, if you haven't heard of it, well, now you have. Welcome to Clash of Clans. So, it's one that really is successful. I mean, like I said, it's one of the least expensive attacks to train up. It's one of the quickest to train, and if you're in the proper leagues, finding the dead bases, which don't take very long to find, I will tell you, you get them real quick, you get the loot quick, you train them up, you get a boost going, and you could always go in with an attack. There's no waiting. You just continuously attack and attack and attack and get all of the loot that all of these bases have to offer. And like we said, this one was a pretty solid one with some serious loot. And I believe this is our final attack for today's video against an island-based design. Now, these are the best, and the reason is all of the dead space inside of the base. What this base is to prevent someone from 3-starring the base, which we don't care about with Barch. We just want the resources on the outside. And again, the collectors, the mines, they are all full, and they're easy to access because there's nothing inside of the base. Everything is along the outside, and it's filled with dead space inside. Watch how easy this is. So no matter if you are a veteran attacker or a brand new attacker, this strategy is probably the best way to go for grabbing easy loot. Now, my personal favorite strategy for farming is Mass Miner or Queen Walk Miner that you could start doing from Town Hall 10 through Town Hall 12, and that's exactly what I did. Because sometimes you'll find bases that have a ton of loot in them, but it's not all on the outside, and Barch won't work for it. But if you're looking for quick, easy, effective, spammy. I mean, we're at 50% of this base already just with barbarians and archers. It's a Town Hall 12 base. Low level, of course. Yeah, we see that, but that's okay because we're not trying to show that we're the best attacker in the world. We're trying to show that we are the smartest attacker in the world, spending the least amount of our resources to gain the most resources that we can. I mean, we even have some archers that made their way into the base up top, took down the eagle. Oh my goodness. They are actually pushing pretty nicely through this base, and we want to get this dark though. That dark is important. So will the lightning spells be used? Nope, it was forgotten that time. But there you have it, guys. The most efficient way to farm inside a Clash of Clans using Barch. Basically split your army with half barbarians, half archers, spread them around, and attack bases that have a ton of loot, specifically bases that have dead defenses. Defenses that have to be reset that just weren't reset by the people that own the base. Expos, Inferno Towers, Eagle Artilleries, we love them when they're dead. That also means it's going to have an empty clan castle as well. I hope you found this video valuable and you could utilize this strategy while you're trying to grind up your base. And I don't know if you remember this, guys, but I did just max out my Town Hall 12. So yes, you can call me a master farmer inside of Clash of Clans because it was all done through the grind. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to come back and check out this video before you head on for the day. And I'll see you back here later on today with another video. Until then, be good.